What is your opinion on law enforcement officers' ability to break the law and not be held accountable to it?
One thing everyone collectively cannot stand is when tyrant officers abuse their power, endangering everyone in their path. With this first one, a citizen actually caught an officer making an illegal turn. Clear as day, the officer didn't like him, and he was so right about that.
That cop just made an illegal turn, no blinker, no nothing, no lights. Let's find out what exactly that's all about. This officer here just made an illegal U-turn.
The man decided to follow the officer, which resulted in a bold confrontation, exposing the cop's questionable driving.
Deputy Alexander?
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Good, yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Can I ask you a question? What is your opinion on law enforcement officers' ability to break the law and not be held accountable to it? No? Do you think it's okay that you made an illegal U-turn, failed to signal, didn't use your lights just to come in here to get lunch? I know that. I'm saying you failed to use your lights. Not that it would be an emergency, but since you were going to make an illegal U-turn, if you were to use your auxiliary lights, I would understand. You're not going to comment. You don't have an opinion that it's okay that you get to break the law, but yet you.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, how about you honoring your oath then, and then upholding the law? Would you do the right thing in this situation and write yourself a citation for violation of law? I'm not asking you to comment. I'm asking you to take action. I'm asking you. No, sir. All right. Now I'm.
What is truly alarming? The officer's dismissive attitude, ignoring his concerns like he is above accountability.
I'm changing my statement. I'm asking you, as a law enforcement officer, a sworn deputy in Duval County, which is sworn to uphold the law, you yourself knowing that you witnessed the actions that I stated, that the fact that you made an illegal U-turn, you failed to signal, no, sir, it's not an opinion. I have it on video. So you're not willing to acknowledge that you broke the law even.
No, I'm not willing to acknowledge that. I didn't break it.
You didn't break the law? You didn't make an illegal U-turn out here? You did not make an illegal U-turn out here. I'm giving you one last chance. You can end it here, or else I can contact Internal Affairs and report your failure to uphold the law and the fact that you're lying to citizens. I appreciate you honoring your oath. Thank you very much, Deputy. You're a great example for law enforcement. Appreciate it. You be safe. Put your seatbelt on, buddy. Be safe.
The cop refused to acknowledge his crime and drove off as if nothing had happened, demonstrating his blatant disregard for the law. Caught in the act and still trying to lie? Wait until you see how this next officer got exposed.
I thought expired tag, you could just get a ticket. What's the need to pat down?
On September 4th, 2024, a First Amendment auditor was out on duty when he witnessed a man being unlawfully treated by a police officer. What happened next was shocking.
What they pull you over for, big dog? What they pulling you over for? Expired tags. And she need to pat you down for expired tags? That's a little excessive. At least I think so. I thought expired tag, you could just get a ticket. What's the need to pat down? And you should always record, big dog. And as a passenger, you don't got an ID either. As a passenger, you're not even necessarily a part of the stop. You just happen to be in the car, so you don't got an ID or nothing. Whatever it is she's trying to do. Now, if she asks you to step out, you got to. I don't know, especially just for expired tags. Now, like I said, you don't have to ID as a passenger. You don't have to. So I'm not in your way. Don't consent to no searches or none of that. I can speak freely. I am back.
Officer Mora took it too far by searching the man unlawfully over expired tags when all she needed to do was write him a simple ticket.
Like I said, just don't consent to no searches or none of that. Like I said, you're a passenger, so you don't gotta ID yourself, and just don't consent to no searches. Honestly, she's not even supposed to detain you as a passenger. So make sure when it's over, you get her name and badge number and you file a formal complaint, because she's not even supposed to do none of this to you as a passenger. You're supposed to tell her you ain't consenting to no searches. You're still supposed to say it just so you can have it on record.
She didn't stop there. After searching, she arrested both the driver and the passenger without any sufficient cause.
Now that's a full search what you just did. Well, I know how to do it better than you, obviously. See, passenger, that's why you always film. You don't never let them pull you over. Driver as well. Don't never get pulled over without taping. She literally said she pulled you over for expired tags, but y'all both in the back seat being detained. That don't even make sense. She know I'm right. Let's get that unit number SH6494.
Since the driver was unaware of his rights, the auditor stepped in and remained by his side to help and educate him.
Yeah, but she know I'm right. That's why she don't want y'all to hear me. Make sure y'all get her badge number and file formal complaints when y'all done. If all it is was expired tags, y'all wasn't even supposed to be pulled out your car. She could have just cited you and let you keep on going. So make sure y'all do y'all formal complaints. Don't let this shit blow over, because she absolutely wrong. And that's why she rolled up the window. She don't want y'all to hear me telling y'all y'all rights. So make sure y'all do that shit. Don't let it just blow over. Cause that's how they get away with everything, cause people don't follow up on it. Y'all gotta follow up on it. Look, y'all supposed to be breaking out with them too. Y'all not helping the community. You gotta police the police, cause they don't know how to do their jobs. She done detained the passenger, searched them illegally, everything, all for expired tags. Something she could have talked to him through the car for.
By Officer Mora's behavior, it is quite clear that she is the type of officer who thinks that she can walk up, open the car door, and yank the driver out just because she feels like it.
Just gave him a simple ticket. They didn't even have to be pulled out, searched, put in the back of the car, none of that. Especially the passenger. He just a passenger, and he told her that he don't consent, so, and she still did a full search. She literally went in his pockets, everything. She's talking about he had a razor. Well, you wouldn't have knew that if you wasn't searching his pocket, and it's not illegal to have a razor. She lucky I'm on duty. I don't know how long I'm gonna stand here, but I'm gonna definitely stand here and make sure they all right for as long as I can. I see none of the other workers wanted to support the mans in the back seat. Nobody else cared but me, so when the tough get tough, you gotta keep going, man. Cause they definitely didn't deserve that. She just seen two black men in a dirty truck, so she figured, oh, they doing something wrong outside of the tag. It gotta be more than that. She just figured it has to be more. She literally pulled them over, pulled them out. I don't even think she got their license and registrations first. She went straight for the pullout, put them in the back seat, and went straight for the searching them.
Officer Mora's refusal to provide her badge number shows that she knew she was in the wrong, yet she remained ignorant.
Now, I don't know if she want to get out and try to search the truck when she's done, but for right now, she's absolutely in the wrong. If all it was just an expired tag. That's what the driver said. Now, I don't know if she hiding that she got more or whatever, but from what I heard, if it's just an expired tag, she doing too much. See, she lucky I got a delivery schedule I gotta keep. Like I said, I'm gonna stay as long as I feel like I physically can until I just know I gotta go, unless she get done with it quick. Let's hope she get done and just let them be on their way with their little citation. And I also want to find out if she tried to run the name of the passenger. I don't know what she in there doing. She done washed her hands, clean, or whatever she was doing, but looked like she just wasting time. She tried to probably call back up and waiting on them, see what she do now. What's your name and badge number? Hey, y'all make sure y'all file y'all formal complaints, man. Cause I am, regardless if y'all do or don't. Can I get your name and badge number? She acting like she can't hear me now. You gonna fail the ID? Or you gonna give me your name and badge number? I'll wait.
While Officer Mora stayed calm and silent with the auditor, she called for backup. Shortly after, another cop showed up at the scene.
Ask her.
I was asking you to see how.
Well, I'm not conducting the stop. You gotta ask her what's going on.
Is this your car?
Is it? No, she got the people whose car it is in there.
Okay. So you're just.
I'm just a concerned citizen.
Okay.
Not just to film, just to make sure she's doing her job right. She already overstepped. She done searched the passenger without consent. So that's already a violation right there. And it's supposed to be just for,
Do me a favor,
it's supposed to be,
back off a little bit
well, I'm not too close. That's why you here. I'm not too close. If I was too close, I'll be violating. I'm keeping the distance. I've been distant since I got here. If all she stopped him for was just tags, I don't see what she need to pull the passenger out for. He didn't do anything wrong. He's just a passenger in the car. So why would he be searched and ID? What's your name and badge number?
Carrillo.
Huh?
Carrillo.
Carrillo, badge number what?
061.
All right.
The corruption of these officers can be seen through the backup officer as he arrives. He jumped right in, defending Officer Mora without even knowing what had happened or what she had done wrong.
But yeah, if it's just tags, couldn't she just cited him and let him go?
That's it. She's taking the car now.
It look like it's back far enough, so I understand that. But what about detaining the passenger and searching him and all that? He not the driver?
By its very definition, when there's a traffic stop conducted, the passenger.
Nah, no.
Passenger
The passenger don't have nothing to do with the stop. He might have to stay, but he don't have to ID because he's not driving. He's not making the violation.
Voluntarily IDs himself.
Well, he didn't. She obviously just made him do it. He didn't do it, and then she fully searched him. She didn't do a pat down on the outside. She physically went into his pockets.
You were like right there next.
I got it on tape. I got it on tape. I heard it. I seen it. I got it on tape. I seen and heard it.
You're probably a little too close.
Nah, never too close. That's what Zoom is for.
It is heartbreaking to see law enforcement officials who have no clue about the law violating fundamental rights and acting like it's all completely legal.
The mic sound Zoom too. Listen, the mic sound Zoom. Listen, the mic sound Zoom as well. And they were speaking loud enough to hear him. So
He's in the car and he gives her that information.
no, he was outside the car when that happened. See, if you was here, you would have knew.
If he's in the car and he gives her that.
But that happened outside the car over here. See, that's what I'm saying. If you was here, you would have knew. Right now, you're just assuming because you're not sure. You just got here. I'm telling you as a witness to it.
Go both ways, sir.
I'm telling you as a witness to it. You just assuming I was here. It's a big difference. I'm a primary source. You would be more like a secondary, right? Right though, I would be more of a primary. You would be secondary.
Planner speaking.
All right. So if we're talking about that, then I was here. You wasn't. So
I would say primary would be him. You'd probably be like secondary.
but I'm a primary source because I was there of it happened. I'm contemporary why it's happened. I'm there with it. I exist why it's happened. I'm here. So I could be primary. I don't know if you know how sources work, but you know, if you did, you would have been more familiar that I would be a primary source because I'm a first-hand source.
The auditor gives him a piece of his mind and calls out that condescending attitude. You can tell that he's a tyrant, and the chewing gum, well, it just adds to it.
You could not agree, but that's how it works. SH1890. It's not reading. That's not reading. That's just numbers. That's not reading. Letters and numbers. That ain't reading. It don't say anything. That's just reciting letters and reciting numbers, man. That ain't reading. I see you want to be a hard ass, huh? I mean, you got a very condescending type of, attitude right now. I don't see why, just because I'm here recording. Is that irritating you or something?
Not at all.
Then why you acting the way you acting?
I'm recording you just like you're recording me. Like,
But I'm not giving you attitude. You being very condescending.
how's that making you condescending?
Your reactions, your whole body language, everything you've been doing since you got here.
You may call it condescending. I may be calling it like I'm not going to get sucked into whatever you got going on.
I don't got nothing going on. I told you what I'm doing. I'm just watching. Concerned citizen. Everybody should pull up and watch when police is here, right?
They truly can't stand citizens who know the law and hold them accountable. All the backup officer knows is cop-splaining and really nothing else.
The question is, are you that concerned of a citizen within your own neighborhood?
Obviously.
With the community members
Obviously I am.
outside of the police.
Obviously I am. It's what I do. I hold government officials accountable. That's my main concern.
Well, community members accountable. That's
Your concern is to do that. That's your job. That ain't my job. As a citizen, my job is to hold the government accountable. That's your job to police the city.
So you're a Republican, what you say.
I never said I was either or. I'm just a citizen, standing up for people's rights. Now, if that's what you call a Republican, hey, that's your opinion.
I'm just wondering.
I'm just giving you some side on my side. I'm just giving you a little information. I never said I was either or. I'm just a citizen. I'm just a citizen and stand up for people's rights. And like I said, if you want to call that a Republican,
The cop's demeanor says it all. He is completely unaffected by the situation. It's like he knows he has the power, and even if he's wrong, nothing can be done about it.
We need more people out there looking after everybody.
we need more people like me, for sure.
Everybody.
For sure, we need more people like me. 'Cause I hold people accountable. I file formal complaints. I follow up. I do whatever. I make small claims. And we go to court after that if we got to. hold them accountable to the full extent of the law. So,
Hold who accountable?
members of the government.
Whether if you do the same with council persons.
Yeah, any members of the government.
As long as you're fair about it.
That's why I said members of the government and not specifically police.
I'm good.
All members of the government. Right now it's just specifically you guys because y'all here, but everybody get held accountable. I got complaints on city councilmen, clerks, all type of shit, whoever do wrong.
Amidst all of it, it is impressive how the auditor stayed calm and kept spitting facts, leaving the cop completely speechless.
So you typically do the same thing to passengers then, because it sounds like you're in agreement with what she did. You pull a passenger out and detain him when he had nothing to do with the stop. He's just a passenger. Because that's the same thing if he was in an Uber ride. You pull over the Uber driver, the passenger is not subject to your arrest or search or any of that. He can step out and let you search the car, but you couldn't search him just because he's a passenger. So what's the difference with a personal driver? He's a passenger.
Like I said, I wasn't here.
That's why I asked you, would you have handled it the same way?
I don't know. I can't tell you.
I mean, you could tell me. You don't want to tell me.
No, I can't tell you because every situation is different.
Okay, when you pull over, okay, look, if you pull over a car,
being made that every traffic stop.
that's why I'm asking you. I don't want to assume. That's why I'm asking you. I don't want to assume.
That's simply not true.
That's why I'm not assuming. I'm asking you, would you handle it that way?
I don't know. It depends on who the passengers are.
You don't know who the passenger are. That's the whole thing. They're anonymous, and they're supposed to remain that way because they haven't committed any infractions. They haven't broken any law or broken any crime.
Now, it's not wrong to say that this man knew more about the law than the officer who is supposed to uphold it.
Do you know?
I'm asking you.
From what I heard, she didn't ask him, so I wouldn't know.
We typically ask that question.
Well, I didn't hear her ask. I was right there. You didn't ask me.
I don't need to ask you. What we have right here, this is just a consensual encounter.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to be with a passenger. That's what it's supposed to be with a passenger as well. It's supposed to be consensual because he can. He's supposed to be able to leave too. If he didn't commit any crime, any infractions, why is he detained? He's not even driving. Whatever reason you would stop the driver for has nothing to do with the passenger.
The passenger is seized upon any detention of the motor vehicle.
He don't have to identify himself still. But he still wouldn't have to identify himself. Even if you would say he had to stay, he still wouldn't have to identify himself because he didn't do anything wrong.
He doesn't have to identify.
That's what I'm saying. But you said typically y'all identify everybody.
Well, typically they'll provide it voluntarily.
That's because y'all don't tell them their rights that they don't have to. You just ask for it. So since you're in uniform, they think that's what they have to do. Now, it would be a difference if you said you don't have to ID, but would you mind? I guarantee you 90% of them people wouldn't.
The real problem is that the cops have been getting away with this for so long, and people have just been following their orders that the officers now consider it normal. And this man had the strength to say it to a cop's face.
No, I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you from experience. I'm telling you from experience. I have video evidence of it. I'm not just making this up. I'm not making it up. I'm just telling you from experience. This is from experience. I've had officers arrest me in City Hall for trespassing. How do you trespass in City Hall without breaking the law? Exactly my point. But it's happened. So it's not me assuming or just saying any old random comment. I'm telling you from personal experience. This shit happens a lot. Officers don't even know what a lawful order is a lot of the times. They tell you it's a lawful order because I said it. No, it has to actually have a law backing what you're saying for it to be a lawful order. So I've just had it all. I've seen a lot of it, man. So a lot of times these officers just don't know what they're doing. The 6 weeks of training just don't suffice. It don't. But y'all do that to have qualified immunity, I understand. Y'all tell people when y'all pull them over that ignorance of the law is no excuse, but then y'all get qualified immunity in court for not knowing the same laws. The judge will give you a slap on the wrist. And then it's justified then, right?
The man took the opportunity to educate the officer on the very laws that he was meant to enforce.
That's crazy. Y'all get qualified immunity for not knowing the law, but then y'all turn around and tell the citizens, oh, that's no reason. Just because you didn't know it, that don't mean it's not illegal. Y'all go in court and that hold up for y'all. So I don't really understand the system when it comes to that. Can you explain that? I don't think so.
It is insane to watch these officers turn on each other. The most satisfying thing in the world is the end of these officers' careers approaching. They dug their own employment grave, and now they have to deal with the consequences.
The RMA?
I am not the police, okay? I came here with the ambulance. I want to make sure you're okay.
I don't know what he's thinking.
I don't know. I'm asking you if he's RMA or not.
Oh, yeah, no.
What?
Yeah.
I get that. I'm not saying you aren't. I just want to make sure your head is okay. You have no other injuries that we need to be aware of.
Chief Leonard Guida of the Bradley Beach Police Department was about to make one of the biggest blunders you'll ever see, as he was extremely drunk. What happened later was downright embarrassing, to say the least.
Now you get a jacket on that's not fit to be worn. What's on the back of it?
What do you mean?
Look at it, tell me what's on the back of it.
It washed off.
Yeah, then get rid of it.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
You're a sergeant, for God's sake.
Okay, Chief. Let me work this DWI, okay? Chief, I'm on a DWI.
Over here.
Chief, I'm on a DWI.
Get over here.
I'm on a DWI. Chief, I'm working. I don't have time to argue about a jacket, okay? Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. You have a problem? You grab me. Now get out of here before you get a problem.
Kudos to the sergeant for sticking up for himself and not letting the drunk chief bully him. Unfortunately, it was not enough to knock any sense into him.
Take him in. Take him
No,
in.
you're gonna go in.
Take him in.
Drunk again. Whose keys are these?
They're mine.
Get out of here.
No.
Chief, get out of here or you're gonna get locked up.
No, you...
Chief, you're gonna get locked up. You grabbed me. Times, leave me alone. You're obstructing my DWI.
Billy, come over here.
Let him go.
The chief made it all about himself, disregarding the traffic stop severity. It is bizarre to think that such people are the heads of our police departments.
That's the first thing. Billy,
I'm trying to get away from everybody.
Shut up, because you're in trouble now. Stop,
I'm not
please,
in
stop.
trouble.
Stop,
I'm not in
stop,
trouble.
stop.
You're gonna be in trouble.
Stop,
You're gonna be
Billy.
in trouble.
Billy.
Chief, I'm working at
listening to you.
DWI.
I'm listening to you.
Okay.
Shut up.
No.
You're in trouble because this is the first thing. First of all, I was about to say to you, you stupid. I was about to say to you, what do you need OEM for?
You're embarrassing me in front of the men about the jacket.
No.
Guida wasn't learning anything, and he went on to commit the biggest tomfoolery that you can expect.
It's neither here nor there.
Okay.
That's neither here nor there. Now we got a real fucking problem, Billy.
Yeah, we do.
I know.
We do.
All right, you're gonna have to go inside.
No, how about we do
No.
this?
No.
we go
Billy,
inside?
Billy, you're gonna have to go inside right now with me. You're gonna have to go inside and
We're in a serious collision.
Billy, you're not doing anything when I'm on the scene, okay? You should know better than this, my friend.
No.
Listen to me.
Grab me.
No, I said
You were
come
out of
over
line.
here.
You're out of line. You grab me. It's on video.
Billy,
It's on video. I'm not going to argue with it. I have a crash
Billy,
to work.
Billy,
I have a job
Billy,
to do.
You're
The sergeant, now relieved, headed home. Leaving a critical traffic stop to rookie officers without a sergeant's oversight is reckless and unacceptable.
relieved. Billy, you're relieved. You're relieved.
I'll go
No. Billy, you have to understand something. You're relieved. Billy, you're relieved. Go home in the headquarters and wait for me.
After my crash.
No, Billy, you're relieved.
I have
Billy.
officers here.
Billy.
Right here. They could get waffled because my car is
Billy.
blocking it.
Billy, you're relieved.
No, Chief.
No, Billy. Please, Billy, don't. You're suspended, Billy.
I'm
You're
suspended?
Yes.
Okay. I'm suspended. I'm going home.
Yes. Billy, come here.
I'm going home.
You're going-
we
no,
can't
you-
talk.
no.
I'm suspended.
No.
I'm suspended. I'm
You're
going
to headquarters
home.
and you're going to wait for me there.
No, I'm not. I'm suspended.
You're going to
I'm going home.
You're going to headquarters and wait for me there.
Well, let me work my crash.
No,
This is why I'm here.
Billy, you're suspended.
All right, if I'm suspended, then I'm not going to wait inside. Nothing more to say.
No, Billy. You have to. Let me explain something. Billy, you're suspended.
Okay.
Sergeant Major is a remarkable officer. Despite being removed from the scene, he still cared about the tough situation that was unfolding.
Billy,
Yes. Okay.
wait for me in there. That's an order.
Can you do me a favor? Can you put your car where my car is so our officers and first aid don't get run over, please? Thank you.
Billy's suspended.
Even the rookie cops knew that the chief was a mess, but the disgusting person went over to talk to one of them against the sergeant.
What happened there?
Yes, Chief.
What happened?
There's some type of exchange between you and Sergeant.
Major.
Well, we're going to talk about that later. Everybody's got that. Really suspected. You already got this. What do you have here? What do you have?
We're trying to figure that out, Chief.
Go on, Blake.
In a twist of events, the chief once again came to Sergeant Major and had something bizarre to say to him.
Hey, let me in there.
Dog. Yes, you're going to meet me in there. Go and put the dog in right now.
There's nowhere to put her. She's going to ruin things.
Okay, we'll leave her in there, please. Go in.
I'm down. I got people on the road. I want to make sure they're safe. I want to run you over, so watch out.
No. Come on. Go ahead. You know I love you. Come on.
I know. What?
No,
What's wrong with you?
Stop. Billy.
Why would you do that to me?
Stop. Billy. Stop. You got enough problems already. Please.
All right.
The sergeant was clearly angry but decided to drive off. Soon after this shocking encounter, Chief Guida was suspended from duty and placed on administrative leave. However, he still continues to draw his full salary. But the good thing was that the sergeant was immediately called back to service and continued to serve the department. While this fight was embarrassing, nothing would get worse than this next encounter.
This is the time, okay? This is a very important juncture in your life,
Yes, sir.
okay? Where I want you to be 100% straight with me, okay?
On July 2nd, 2024, a young Ruidoso police officer, Matthew Amezquita, called 911 to complain about a break-in at his home. However, when officers arrived, they quickly uncovered a very different reality.
Yeah, like I said, they didn't see anyone go up and down the stairwell.
So you went to Walmart, your card didn't work, so you didn't buy nothing,
Yeah.
came back home,
Yeah, because
you came in, you wound up using your electric razor.
Yeah, which I mean, everything's still over there.
Okay.
But I used that, got everything done, was gonna go back 81, and that's when I realized my body cam was still on the sink. I was gonna come back down to get it, and the door was wide open.
Amezquita has been sent home by his supervisor to shave. He came back home and did what he was asked. However, as he left his home, he discovered that he had left his key and body cam inside. That's when he kicked open the door, but lied to the cop.
How old are you, Ski?
21.
21. You know how long I've been doing this?
Many years, sir.
23. So I'm pretty good about reading situations, you know what I mean? So I want you to know that first of all, you know, I can help you out if there's something else going on here, okay? But I need you as an officer to be 100% honest with me right now.
Yes, sir.
The senior officer made it very clear how his lies would not fool him, but Matthew decided to stick to his story.
100%.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's my understanding you were, when you called your mom, which you say was, you were sitting right here,
Yes,
was
sir.
at 642. At 642, you were in Walmart.
No, sir. It's this one load. I have my chemicals right here. Dispatch right there. 6:21, I was at Walmart.
This is you leaving Walmart
Yes, sir.
with a bag in your hand.
Yes. I bought a candy, but that's it.
Bought candy with your card?
With tap.
Okay. But you didn't use that to buy your razor?
No, sir.
No? How come?
No, I mean, I realized that I had my electric shaver here, so I didn't really see the need to actually buy that. Spend more
Okay.
money.
Matthew fabricated a story, unaware that officers had already reviewed the surveillance footage. Finally, his supervisor issued a stern warning, urging him to come clean.
Listen, Ski, this is the time, okay? This is a very important juncture in your life,
Yes, sir.
okay? Where I want you to be 100% straight with me. If you messed up and you kicked your door because maybe you forgot your key, maybe because you were pissed off, stuff happens. If I was in a bind and I had to kick my door, I'd kick my door. Okay? That's when we got to help each other out. If you make a mistake, you made a mistake. But this one I need you to be straight with me 100%. You don't want to start your career with a blemish. Okay? So there's other things that I haven't told you yet that lead me to believe you're not being 100% straight up with me. Okay? So I want you right now, put everything aside, all your emotions, any fear you might have. Be 100% honest with me, bud. Okay?
The supervisor surely deserves an award for getting a confession out of someone. He calmly deals with the overwhelming situation, forcing the rookie cop to accept his mistake.
I looked at the boot patterns. What do you think I saw there? Okay, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, man. But I need you to be straight with me. Okay? Why did you kick it? Were you locked out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's all right. But here's the thing, man. When you do something like that, especially in this career, you call your buddy Munoz. Hey, dude, I got locked out. I had to kick my freaking door. Probably going to be in trouble. So I'm assuming maybe you thought, what, that you were going to have to pay for the door because you kicked it, or what?
I knew that.
Yeah. Okay. So why did you kick it?
Did get locked.
You got locked out and couldn't find your key, or it was in here?
It was all that was in here.
It was in here.
Well, now this is some way to end your entire police career just when it started. But it surely means one less lying cop on the force, and the supervisor deserves appreciation for finding out these lies.
Listen, what we need to do right now is I need you to take off your gear, okay? So you can just put that down. You can just put your phone down or whatever. But I'm gonna take this from you, okay? Is this triple? Is it a thumb release? Okay. Let's go ahead and take all your gear off, okay?
The officer tried to avoid paying for the broken door, but ended up losing his job and facing severe public humiliation. Clearly, he didn't think his plan through.
Now keep in mind that this doesn't have to be the end of law enforcement for you, okay? This is a misdemeanor. It's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, okay? You might have another shot in the future, but you can't start your career out with a false report, okay? It is a crime, all right? I think maybe, you're 21 years old, and I'll tell you right now, I couldn't.
The supervisor was kind enough as he didn't want the young boy to lose his heart completely.
Fairly at a level of maturity where I was. Okay? So I don't want you to beat yourself up about this. But these things happen. You're young, you made a mistake, you made a bad call. And this could be an important life lesson for you. Okay? But at the same time, now that with our department anyway, your credibility is not so good. Okay? I'm just being straight with you. So I want you to keep that in mind in the future, regardless of what you get into. But if it's law enforcement, you got to be 100% right from the very get-go. Okay? Did you buy that belt?
Randolph did that to me.
Randolph gave it to you.
The supervisor confiscated all department-issued gear as Matthew was placed in handcuffs. The situation only worsened when he ultimately lost his job.
You want to keep that belt, or you want to just give it back to Pat?
I'll keep the belt. Yeah, because he said he didn't want it anymore, so.
Okay. No problem. Oh, wait, hold it. Is there any other department issue stuff that you can think of?
No, sir. Everything was in the box or on me.
Okay. Haven't made a misdemeanor arrest, and who knows what. So we'll figure that out when we get over there. Okay, but like I said, I'm gonna go as easy on you as I possibly can. Okay, and we'll get it figured out. Are they got somebody on the way?
He hasn't answered me yet. I tried calling him.
6:33 Riddles.
Finally, the supervisor took him in handcuffs, and now it was time to head back to the police station.
You can take your phone with you, bud. I'll let you use your phone while you're there. Okay.
All I can make up is the phone on this side and the wallet on this side.
Your phone on this side?
Phone, wallet, and nothing in the front. Nothing on this side.
Okay.
Did you? I saw you were getting your mail. Is your house key on that same keychain?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you didn't put it in your car, right?
I don't think so. No.
Where'd you set your mail down at?
Back behind the TV.
What do you say?
14.
This arrest would surely leave everyone in shock, as instead of coming back with a shave, Matthew would actually return in handcuffs. Truly one of the worst ways to ever lose your job. Next, this police chief was fired after her junior reported her bizarre actions during a search.
All right, guys, you down in here. You guys get out of the house, please. You don't need to be searching for
We're not searching going through. Cops believe they can do anything they wish, but things get tough for them when they are questioned by someone a few pay grades above them. Today we'll be going through these remarkable moments when cops were owned and humbled by their superiors. On July 14th, 2022, a couple of Florida police officers, including Chief Melanie Bevan, were out looking to arrest a person with an active warrant. However, things did not go as smoothly as they had expected.
Does this go through? Does this go through? Okay, can I come around there?
Did they go through here?
You come in.
Did they go through here though?
The cops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go through here?
You guys can come in.
Hi, you can come back around that front.
Hey Chief, how are you? Andre, let's go. Time's up. Andre, sit up the door, please.
The entrance to Andre's residence had to be taken from another person's home, who was gracious enough to let the officers pass and do their job. Little did she know this was going to come and bite her.
Hey, we're looking for Andre.
God damn, what y'all banging on my toilet?
Well, we're trying to find Andre.
Is Andre Wimberly here?
All right. Is he in the back or?
Oh, I heard a guy talking. That's her sister's boyfriend.
Okay.
Can we mind if I look?
Come in and check for Andre?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right out here. You can stand.
I'm not Andre. I know. Alright. Yes, ma'am.
Is Andre in there, bud?
What's up?
You let me know.
What's going on?
Excuse me. Thank you.
I can have one.
All right.
Eventually, the chief was able to arrest Andre, and it seemed like the matter was over.
Gotcha.
Who's that?
There he is.
Hey, Andre. Oh, there he is. Come on out.
Hey, child, let me talk to him.
Come on. Hold on 1 minute.
Let me talk to him, man.
That one.
No, don't touch me, bro. Leave me alone.
Listen.
You didn't even report to me.
I want you to calm down.
You made me go through all this against 6 officers?
Okay.
Relax, Destiny, relax.
Put your shoes on, Andre.
Relax, babe, come on.
Come here. Okay. Stop. No. Well, you just make it. Boyfriend. For 10 years.
You're praying, okay?
Andre's girlfriend wasn't quite happy with the arrest, and she started to throw an emotional tantrum right there in front of the officers.
That way y'all can get in contact with each other when he in there, alright? Here, I got the pen. Destiny. It's Destiny?
Hey.
Stephanie?
Destiny.
Write your number down.
Okay.
You got your cell phone number?
Yeah.
Okay.
However, as the officers were leaving, Chief Melanie did something shocking.
All right, guys, you done in here? Paradise, get out of the house, please. Unless y'all got a warrant or something, you need to go.
Hold on. We just arrested somebody in here, so we don't
Exactly.
have to go quite yet. We don't have
Okay.
to go quite yet.
Okay.
Just stand by.
Okay. I mean, I get it that you got to come in here and do your thing, but like, you don't need to be searching.
We're not searching going through anything.
Well, then I guess I do what I want to do too, right? And that's picking up.
The officers attempted to search the kind woman's house, despite not having a warrant. To make matters worse, they even denied her request to stop the search while they were at it.
Yes, they are.
And Cassie has an error, so it doesn't matter if you find me.
1453.
You're fucking
What's that?
sick.
We can't search, but always make sure you look around and see what we're. Because she got all upset. I said always make sure you look. Search incident to arrest, but it's not a search.
They're clearly hiding stuff.
Well, it's for officer safety. We can search the immediate area, check the immediate area. So.
Officer Hannah Kalkbrenner quickly realized that Chief Melanie Bevan was in the wrong and filed a complaint against her. An inquiry followed, ultimately clearing the chief of any wrongdoing. Feeling that it was unjust, Hannah resigned in protest and left the police station. Things rarely turn out well when police investigate themselves, but nothing is more satisfying than watching an egotistical officer finally being held accountable.
Did you operate in good gas? Detective form. Never.
Officer Joshua Mercereau of the Daytona Beach Police Department was involved in a violent gunfight with Marvin Jones at an airport parking lot. Marvin's girlfriend, Aviana Bailey, who was also present and was accidentally shot by the officer, leaving her paralyzed from the chest down. She filed a lawsuit against both the city and the officer, which led to Joshua being called in for an interrogation.
Playing, fumbling, doing something with in his lap. There's none of this, there's none of this, it's this. And he's looking at me the whole time. And then it happens.
What happened?
He sticks the gun out the window and points it at me.
Okay, how does he stick the gun out the window?
If I'm sitting in the driver's seat, where would my... So he just went just like that.
Okay.
And it was between the mirror and the A-post.
Okay.
Well, actually, if I'm driving...
Exactly.
I'm sorry. If I'm driving, the driver's side is... The door is here. So he did this.
Okay. Because you had him moving...
Excuse me.
...further into the passenger compartment.
No, that was
to
completely...
the right.
That was my mix-up in the side. It was the right side that he did it with, and then he put the gun between the window.
Shockingly, Aviana was also pregnant at the time, and although the baby was saved, she could never provide for her as a mother, but the officer had no remorse whatsoever.
You said right side again.
Left side. I'm dyslexic.
Are you dyslexic?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't. That was a bad joke.
Do you recall how many rounds?
Just one at that time.
Okay. And where did it strike?
The hood and windshield area, right in front of him.
And how many muzzle flashes did you see in total at scene 2?
At least the initial, at least one, and possibly two. I can't count count them. I can't tell you how many exactly I saw.
We'd never expect a law enforcement officer to react this casually to a lawsuit, but it was about to get even worse.
I was committed to engaging him, and I did that. At which point, my ankle rolled off the curb, and I fell on my back.
Okay.
I was falling and still shooting, so somehow the gun jammed from limp wristing it.
Okay. You saw several muzzle flashes?
Yes.
Okay. How do you define several?
Objective form.
One or two? Two, probably.
Okay. Several's not one.
Yeah.
We agree to that. Is several more than two?
Objective form.
I would say two.
Okay.
So we'll say a couple.
Officer Joshua never took the question seriously and continued to shamelessly joke about the incident that had tragically changed someone's life.
In your deposition, you discussed dust. Tell me about that.
Form.
Was there dust at scene 2?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Form.
There was dust at scene 2.
And I understand there may have been dust on the ground, but did the dust become airborne?
Yes, from the suspect's vehicle spinning in the grass.
Did the dust settle? That's what we say. Before you got out of your car?
No.
Okay, so there was still some dust in the air.
Correct.
When did the dust settle?
Still hasn't settled. I guess it never really did. I mean, that I remember.
Okay. Now, before you got out of your car and engaged Marvin Jones, did you know anything about him or his background?
Just the fact that he might have some felony warrants out of New Hampshire.
How did you learn that?
Apparently, somebody called from New Hampshire to rat him out.
Such cold and heartless individuals have no place in the police force, but just when you think things couldn't get any worse, Joshua escalates his sense of entitlement even further.
What threat was posed to the safety of an officer or other person at the point you first got out of your car?
There was none.
Okay. What threat to an officer or other was posed when you first drew your firearm?
There was none.
What threat to an officer or other was posed when you got out of your car, when you took a step towards the Lincoln?
Objective form.
At this point, the defendant's actions.
Okay. Which were what?
Fumbling around on his, making very furtive movements.
Joshua was also a canine officer, but was let go of this role. When the detective inquired about this, Filthy Cop had a disturbing reaction that will leave you stunned.
Did you have your duties as a canine handler revoked or rescinded at any point?
Yes, I did.
What happened or why?
Form of objection.
In my opinion,
Yes.
I was doing my job too well.
What does that mean?
It means I was beating the streets and I was catching bad guys.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of bad guys that got away from me.
Because your dog got him?
Because we got them as a team. If you have an above average bite ratio, that means you could be using your dog too much.
Okay.
A bite ratio is how many people you apprehend and then how many people you dog bite during that apprehension. So they're saying 30%. So they're saying out of 10 people that you apprehend, you should bite 3 of them, let's say.
Okay.
Which never made any sense to me.
The officer's arrogance was staggering, to say the least. He was trying to act overly clever, disregarding the situation's seriousness.
When was your canine handler duties taken away?
Late 2011. As a matter of fact, December 23rd, 2011.
Okay. Why does that date stick out?
Worst day of my life. I enjoyed the job. I would have paid the city to come do that job. Tracking down bad guys and finding them and apprehending them.
Did you apprehend good guys?
Objective form.
Never. I take that back. I bit a victim one time because she jumped in front of me. So I did. I bit a victim one time.
Was that another officer?
No, it was a victim, a domestic violence victim.
The cop had some serious mental and ego issues. It's hard to understand why he acted like such a jerk. As the detectives pressed further, their disappointment only grew.
You need supervisor authority to conduct a strip search?
Yes, sir.
Did you obtain supervisor authority before you searched Justin Riddle?
No, sir.
Did you receive counseling or did a supervisor talk to you about that and tell you did that portion incorrectly?
Yes, sir.
There was a newspaper article about a lawyer that claimed you used excessive force. Do you recall that incident?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
He was, Roe. He was hammered. He was drunk.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. This is the one where you were alleged to have gone in a home without permission, like moved somebody's arm. You recall that incident? What happened there?
I was on K9. We were looking for, they're twins. There's two of them. But we saw one on the bed through the window. And I'm like, that's him. That's him. But this is before I knew he had a twin or a brother. So he had a felony warrant.
The twin did?
No.
The one of them.
The one of them had a felony warrant.
The guilty one, not the innocent one.
So the mother's there, and got the place surrounded, and basically she said, "You're not coming in." Well, he's in there. We can see him in there. We can force entry on a felony warrant. I eat that one. That was my responsibility all day long, for not knowing that it's the brother. They do look different. If I had seen his face, maybe pay attention to his haircut. If a person touches somebody that's unwanted, or it could be considered resisting an officer. If that had been the brother, she could have gone to jail for resisting.
The city settled with Bailey for over $1 million, but the corrupt officer survived because of qualified immunity. Well, this pig avoided accountability, but this next cop was taken to jail for his crimes.
13, 14. You can stop. Perfect.
In January 2021, a Gainesville police officer responded to an accident call and arrived to find out his fellow corporal Scott Bertzik had caused the incident. Soon after talking to him, he realized the incident was more than just an accident.
Yeah, reached out for my lighter, slammed into his ass. Cool. No, not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
You didn't want to do an information
No, he
exchange?
does. Now I found it. Information exchange. Now I found it.
Alright. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
Your airbag went off. Your car's fucked up.
Oh, no, absolutely. Which I just might have
That sucks. Well, his nails off. You can come give you a ride.
It was clear that Bertzik had been drinking, and he was not in the right state of mind. He collided with a car sitting at a red light, causing it to flip over and end up on the other side of the road.
If you want to just go through insurance, you can. If you want a full-fledged report, we can do that. However you want to go about it.
How long will the report take? A long time?
It usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes for me to get the driver's exchange done.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I get your driver's license and if you have your registration as well? So a couple things. One, do you mind giving me like a couple feet? One, because I like personal space, and two, because cigarette smoke really, it tears me up a little bit.
Kevin Gardner had been hit, and after gathering his documents, the officer approached the other officer, who had no idea what had actually happened.
You know you can't smoke right now.
Why?
You can't consume anything.
Why?
Because if I'm going to do a DUI investigation, it impedes it, so you can't consume anything.
It's out there. I don't give a...
I mean about this.
I'm not drunk. I'm pissed and I'm tired. She did it. I'll go. What the f***?
Bertzik had no remorse for his actions as he just wanted to head home and rest. However, his life was about to change forever as Officer Brooks started administering some field sobriety tests.
While walking, watch your feet at all times, keep your arms at your side, and count your steps out loud. Once you begin, do not stop until the test is completed. Do you understand the instructions? You may begin the test.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Do you want to finish?
The officer knew he was drunk, but she had to follow the protocol and things didn't improve in the walk and turn test.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, 9. 30. Don't walk away.
Finally, the moment of realization came for Corporal Bertzik as he was taken to the police station.
2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014.
You can stop.
Fucking perfect.
So at this time, I'm asking you to come with me to the station to provide a breath sample. You've been compliant. Can I at least cuff you in the front?
Bertzik was then taken to the police station where his blood sample was taken and he was locked in before he sobered up.
I'm very sorry that I put you in this position. I hate on you. You have no idea.
That'll be a life lesson for him for the rest of his life. And that is all for today. If you liked the video, subscribe so that way you don't miss out on the next upload, and thank you for watching.